welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia here with this week's Teen Mom Recap. Before I get started, I would love it if you go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I post new videos every single week about Teen Mom OG, Teen Mom 2, Teen Mom the Next Chapter, Teen Mom the Final Incarnation. I recap the episodes, I make them a lot shorter, sweeter, and funnier, so if that sounds good to you, go ahead and subscribe. Also, currently Teen Mom Young and Pregnant and Next Chapter are both airing at the same time. Young and Pregnant is about to end soon though. I am choosing to only recap the Next Chapter for now. And if you're curious what is Teen Mom the Next Chapter, it's basically they merged Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2 together. Kale quit, so she's not there. So it's Leah, Cheyenne, Amber, Macy, Brianna, and Ashley, I believe. Oh, and Jade. I think that's everyone. So we begin Teen Mom the Next Chapter with them saying, "We all became moms at a young age." And then they show a clip of Cheyenne, which is pretty contradictory. And then Cheyenne's crying in the clip and she's like, "I did everything by the book except this." Yeah, you being in the show definitely wasn't by the book. Or by the title. This is so exciting, we're all together, and the show is gonna be amazing. And they all talk about how inspirational this is. We are the only people in the world on a show about parenting journeys. Unexpected would beg to differ. All the new cast members start a texting group chat with each other. As usual, Amber screws everything up. Brianna calls Amber's ass out. She's like, "Amber got an android. She made the group chat green." And then everyone laughs. Come on guys, don't blame her. She's paying a lot of child support to Andrew. We start this merged show with an Android Amber segment. Leah's turning 13 years old. Gary says, "We have to celebrate her birthday." By the way, that means that this footage is almost a year old because Leah's birthday is in November. Leah says, "We can celebrate with food." I'm sure that makes Gary very proud. "We should invite your mom maybe." I guess I'm okay with that. And so Gary invites Amber. Amber later says, "I'm glad I'm invited because I wasn't invited last year. How does Leah feel about me?" "It's not going to change overnight, but at least you're not banned. I'll go to the party." Macy is so busy with ball games for her kids. By the way, this whole Next Chapter rebranding, they're putting like comments from all the other cast members on the screen at the beginning of each scene, as if this is like an Instagram live or something. And the comments never really say anything interesting. It's just like, "You go girl, that's awesome." They should really let me and other Teen Mom fan accounts put commentary on the screen. I think that would be a lot better. Macy says, "This schedule that we have for the kids is so full. Why don't we put a date night in there?" And then Taylor says, "So you're saying there's a chance." But their date is not really a date. Her and Taylor set up secret cameras in the house to prank Bentley. They tell Bentley, "Hey, we're going on a date night. You're in charge of the kids." He looks scared and he says, "I guess I'm making ramen." But the gag is, Macy and Taylor are actually gonna be in the garage watching all of this on secret cameras. This is the riveting content that they fired Ryan for. Next is Brianna. She says, "I'm so over this lawsuit. I thought it would have ended by now. Today we did depositions." Kale's lawyer asked questions that weren't even about the case, they were all about Javi and Chris. Kale really did pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to find out if Brianna fucked Chris. How sad is that? Her friend asked her, "Is this expensive?" "Yes, I'm in $100,000. What a waste." Not a waste when you get a big fat reimbursement check from Kale at the end. Later on, "I got a call at work and I won the lawsuit. I fucking won, I'm so happy. The judge ripped everything up and said, 'Fuck that, bitch.'" I'm not sure about that, but good for Brianna. I really did not appreciate Karen Kale trying to shut people up with money, and I'm glad that Bri didn't just sit there and let it slide. Teach the entitled bitch a lesson, please. Now the bitch has to pay my lawyer fees. I'm gonna throw a party to celebrate and invite all the other cast members. Next is Jade. "Sean has been truly happy and confident since he got sober. Every day I ask him, 'How are you doing?' Which basically actually means you're not smoking meth again, right? And he says, 'I'm doing great, and I'd tell you if I wasn't. I hope we make it official soon and get married.' Well, luckily, you probably still have the rings from the first 3 times that he proposed to you, so this should be easy from here on out." Next is Cheyenne. "I've been going crazy planning Ryder's 5th birthday. In our family, it's a tradition that when you turn 5, you have a tea party. I'm taking this one above and beyond." Given that Cheyenne's last party had a helicopter, I'd love to hear what her definition of above and beyond is. Are they gonna have like a dinosaur there? But the transition from tea parties to this next part is real quick and sudden. Suddenly, Cheyenne and Zach are sitting next to each other looking all sad. Looks exactly like a cheap YouTuber apology video. She says, "I haven't been transparent about something. I need closure. I posted a tweet that I wanted to kill all white babies and MTV did nothing about it." I mean... No, what she actually says is, "One day I was taking Ryder to the doctor. Ace was in the car too. I saw a green light beam on Zach, and I said, "What is that?" I looked past it, and there was a man holding a gun. We both knew this man. He's been in my house. He shot our car 13 times. We crashed into the back of a Prius, and they had to use the jaws of life to get the door open and get us out. The cops said they don't understand how I was even alive. Wow, I mean, it's wild how we haven't really heard anything on the news before about this. That's obviously a really scary and awful situation to go through. Hopefully it'll help Cheyenne reconsider whether she wants to be with Zach the scammer. Like, obviously he's been scamming the wrong people. In fact, one of the women who was scammed by him left a comment on Instagram, something to the effect of like, "Oh gee, I wonder why this happened." Which is really stupid and makes you look real guilty, but at the same time, this confirms to me that they got shot because of revenge against Zach. And their kids were put in a lot of danger here. So all those people who said that Zach's crimes were petty and they've changed, he's did a long time ago, maybe you need to think a little bit harder about that. The next scene is much more lighthearted and boring. It's a Macy scene. We left Bentley in the house with Maverick and Jade, but really we're just going to the garage and eating takeout and watching them on hidden cameras. And in the little commentary on the side, Cheyenne says, "A garage date is hot. Thank you for your valuable input, Cheyenne." So they're sitting there watching the cameras, eating takeout, and I mean, the kids are already on TV all day with their privacy invaded. Like, now we're gonna invade their privacy without even telling them. Haven't they had enough? Like, gotcha, you got punked, you're on TV again. Even more than usual. Good thing you didn't pick your nose, it would have been caught on camera. Bentley lets the kids have ice cream, and then Maverick and Jade start wrestling. Macy says, "This is not going to end well," and then MTV plays this dramatic music like, come on. Like, I remember reading in some article that Macy has no storyline this season, and I'm starting to think it's true. Brianna is setting up for her party. Now she gotta pay me. I'm gonna get a cake, and it's gonna say, "Bitch better have my money." So, everyone who I invited to the party is coming, except Cheyenne. She said she couldn't make it. Yeah, I don't really think this is Cheyenne style. Next is Amber. Amber, what's your expectations for Leah's birthday? My expectations are maybe a hug from her. Imagine your relationship with your kid being so awful that you turn into a "where my hug at" type of person with your own daughter. And I bet she's just as repulsed when she goes in for that hug too. That is sad. Amber arrives at the function. They all sing happy birthday, Leah opens her gifts, Amber got her sage. The whole time this is going on, Amber looks like she's either about to burst into tears or vomit. And I just may vomit if she bursts into tears. Then she has the nerve to leave early. She says, "I have to go get chunks in the morning, so I'm gonna head out." I believe she means James, her son. She maybe has to go pick him up in the morning. I don't think she's allowed to say his name on the show. But still, I know the dinner wasn't going on that late. Cheyenne and Zach head out to the court date for the shooting. I can't sit there and stare at that guy in court. Zach says I want to crack him in the head. Oh yeah, invite another shooting to happen with your kids in the car. That's a great idea. He's like, "I'm gonna have to step out of the courthouse. I'm gonna be so mad." And like, for a second, I'm confused here. Like, is Zach talking about the trial for the shooter or the trial for his own legal charges? Like, hope he doesn't get those dates confused. They're very different trials. Next is Jade and Sean. And I have to say, Sean is being a lot nicer to Jade since he got sober. He's actually treating her like a human being and not gum on the bottom of his shoe, which is refreshing to see. I mean, I never knew this guy could act like a human. She's like, "So, I'm looking at rings." And Sean says, "Rings for what?" I mean, we already got the other 3 that he proposed with. It almost feels lame to say, "You're my boyfriend." We do husband and wife things, so we should be married. I want to be surprised by my ring, but I also want to pick it out. Now that you're clean, I have no problem with you, and I'm happy to marry you. Next is Macy. Bentley should not have to deal with his kids. They go back in the house. "Ha ha ha, you got punked, so funny, we were here the whole time, there's cameras everywhere." And Bentley has like this flat smirk, like, "Haha, more cameras, so funny." And then Macy says in her confessional, "Bentley is not supposed to be a parent. Watching that was like watching me being a teen mom. It was wrong." Okay, Macy. Gary asks Leah, "Are you glad your mom came to the party?" "I want us to be friendly," she says. "Even if it's not traditional, I still want something. It's just so awkward with her, I don't even know what to say to her." Over at Amber's house, Amber says, "I got my hug! I feel good that we're moving on. I'm being hugged." I let her take the initiative. Jade arrives to Brianna's party and Brianna comes out dancing. Brianna's random friend Shay is wearing a shirt with Brianna's face all over it. Janelle reached out and said she wanted to come to the party, so I invited her. So Janelle asked for an invite. Jade is not so happy about that because David talked shit about her online, but Brianna assures her that David is not coming. Cheyenne's court date got continued, so they have not faced the shooter in person yet. Cheyenne is super paranoid. She says, "Every loud noise is a trigger for me. He didn't kill us, but he took so much." Cheyenne's mom tries to calm her down, and of course, Cheyenne just starts getting mad at her mom. She's like, "It's different, Mom! It's different!" And that's all for this episode of Teen Mom, The Next Chapter. What do you guys think of the new format? Are you into it? What do you feel about Brianna having a party about beating Kale? And how do you feel about Cheyenne's shooting? Do you think that she should stay with Zach after that? Make sure to leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe for more Teen Mom recaps every single week.